This was our day 3 in Bali, and it was full on. We had our driver scheduled to pick us up at 9:30 a.m. So we all got in. The girls had gotten ready. We had some breakfast that we picked up the night before. Our first stop was the monkey forest in Sengeh. There is an entry fee to it, and this forest is so cool. They have a temple here, and there are a lot of monkeys in this forest. The monkeys are pretty nice, and the good thing was that we got a guide with us. He wasn't actually a guide, he was a photographer. He charged a little for a printed photo, but then he also tagged along with us throughout the tour and helped us with the monkeys, getting them on us and even getting them off us when needed. So I think that was a good thing to have. He was a really nice guy, and he was just available there at the photo kiosk, so you can always check that out. This monkey climbed on me, and while he was there and having the time of his life, as soon as he got off, the next monkey climbed on me. It looks scary, but honestly the monkeys are very nice and very gentle. The forest itself is really peaceful and has a lot of old trees. Some of them are as old as 300 years old. So you walk around and you play with the monkeys. I genuinely enjoyed that very much. This one was just minding its own business and I just went to it. And then this one hopped onto Hamad and started plucking his eyebrows. And the funny thing is that even though the guide started giving him some peanuts to distract him, but he'd just throw them and started playing with Hamad's eyebrows again. And this part was my absolute favorite. I just got all kinds of feelings seeing the baby monkeys with their mums. It was such a cute dynamic. Even this whole family dynamic right here was so adorable. You can see that there are 2 baby monkeys here clinging to the mamas, and then they're sitting and then they're having a nice chat. We walked around here, and then finally it was time for us to leave and head on to our next destination. Here we are at our next destination. We planned this to have lunch over here. Now this place has 2 levels, and each level has a different kind of menu. The lower level has a set menu, but the top one is where you can order off. I loved the views, and it was such a beautiful weather when we got here. There were clouds, the mountains, everything was amazing. The menu was really diverse, and we got to order a few things. Hamad ended up ordering a mushroom soup for starters. We got butter chicken with rice. I got the fried rice, and then the kids got churros for dessert. I couldn't stop walking around. Even if you pay for the top level, you can go to the bottom level where they have these rug kind of things, and then there's a minimum spend and they keep a little bit of a deposit for entry. And this was the view. Loved this place. I would highly recommend this place for lunch. It was so beautiful, and the funny thing was even the bathrooms were so aesthetic. The girls loved them. This place was, all the places we were visiting today actually were a bit further away from each other, so we had hired our driver for the day, and it was actually really helpful having him waiting for us once we were done. And once we were done with our lunch, we headed on to our next stop, which was this temple. I'm really bad at pronouncing the name, so it's on the screen. There was an entry fee for this as well, but this temple was so beautiful. There are actually around, I think, 3 to 4 temples here, and each of them was dedicated to a different goddess. There was the goddess of water, goddess of fertility, but overall this complex was really beautiful. It was built more like a park. It's across a lake. There were so many places that you could take photos on. There was also a park for the kids. The girls had the time of their lives over here. It was drizzling a little bit at this point, but that did not stop me from enjoying this place. There was also a spot where you could pay to take photos in traditional outfits, but we didn't need to do that. There were so many other spots where you could take pictures. Then we headed over to our next destination, and you can see the weather at this point. The visibility was so bad that it was sort of scary. But finally we reached the rice fields. This is where we wanted to be at. There were quite a few walking tracks. We chose the shortest one because of the weather. This is the point where it was raining. The girls and I found a little kitten, and we were totally obsessed with it. She was so cute and adorable. The girls started walking with it, and it would not leave us alone. It kept following us as we were walking. Eventually the owner came and got her, and this is us making the most of the insanely rainy and cloudy weather. But you think we would give up? Nope, we did not. We completed the entire walk. We took in the beautiful views. This was the rice plantation. It was absolutely gorgeous. I think the views would have been more visible if it was not so foggy, but we did not care. We were drenched in the rain. We were soaked to the skin, but rest is for suckers. And then we headed back, and you would think that we would call it a day and that would be the end of an adventure, but nope, we're not suckers. we headed off for dinner. This place was really close to the villa we were staying at. It's called Bali Sunset, and it had a really nice vibe. The food was actually really good. We all got our own dishes. We decided to walk back home, and this was the situation. We were literally soaked to the skin, and the water went all the way up to our thighs. But what's life without an adventure? See you tomorrow.